Now call this meeting to order in public coffee. Senator Tasker, can you lead us in the flag song, please? Now moving into roll call.
President Ryan, Vice President Sani, Treasurer Mauricio, Chief Staff Odewale, Deputy Chief of Staff, Director Olivier Wallace, Assistant Director Montana, Director Ali, Assistant Director Bullock, Director Allen, Assistant Director Ajay, Director Johnson, Director Reyes, Assistant Director Paredes, Director McMillan, Assistant Director Scott, Director Bruce, Director Fletcher, Assistant Director Ivedi, Director Brisbane, Assistant Director Tolbert, Director Montalumba, Assistant Director Hurley, Director Moultrie, Assistant Director Masak, Director Mays, Assistant Director Saki Mensah, Representative Tang, Representative Cordero, Representative Davis, Representative Collier, Graphic Designer Minke, President Pro Tempore Berthen, Government Operations Chair Tasker, Appropriations Chair Rivera Forbes, Senator Aloja, Senator Yaboa, Senator Dawkins, Senator Clark, Senator Ipulunzi, Senator Edwards, Senator So, Senator Jolivet, Senator Adam, thank you. Adam. Okay. Senator Kelly, Senator Baywa, Senator Grizzle, Senator Miller, Chief Justice Sonia, Deputy Chief Justice Olavian, Associate Justice Howard, Associate Justice Dixon, Associate Justice Lopez.
Motion to approve. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Appropriation Chair Rivera Forbes.
I motion to amend the agenda to add Senate Bill 15.
Is there a second? I second. Thank you, Senator Clark. That we now. And with that, we now move to the motion to action. Will all senators have their photos? Turner. That motion has passed, now adding Senate Bill number 15 to the agenda. Moving into guest speakers. So we're gonna have Chris Rendosh, coordinator for student organization. Let's all give him a round of applause.
Ready? So my name is Chris Rendosh. I'm the coordinator of student organizations here at Towson University. But I'm actually visiting you guys today, not in that capacity, but I also serve as the advisor to the SGA election commission. So Jordan, who's here actually, didn't even know he was gonna be here. He's one of our SGA election commissioners this year. There's a group of 7 of them who are tasked with facilitating the SGA election from year to year. This will be my 16th SGA election I've run here at TU, so I've done this quite a number of times. And the reason I'm here today is 2 big reasons. The first is I want to encourage every single person in this room to consider running for SGA again, if you're not graduating and you're eligible and all that. But really, the work that you've done this year and the success of SGA really is carried forward by returners to this organization. You guys have gained a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills, and I want to make sure that this organization continue as successfully as possible. And if we don't get a good, strong group of returners, that makes it that much harder for the next administration. So if you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence, please consider to run yourself. If you aren't ineligible or you're graduating, etc., or even if you're thinking about running yourself, I would also, the second thing I'm going to ask is you consider asking those that you know, friends, classmates, members of your student organization, to consider running as well. You guys know what it takes to be a part of this organization. You understand the group's mission better than anybody, and you are the best salespeople for why students should be involved in this group. If you walk around campus or you've seen on the TV screens, you should see chalking. There is flyers up in literally every academic building. The election commission is doing their part to put the word out there, but only you guys can really talk about what it's like to be in SGA. By default, none of the members of the election commission can be on SGA, so they don't have the same context that you all do. So as you're thinking about running for next year, I'm going to ask you talk to your friends. If you're graduating, if you know somebody who's an up and coming freshman, sophomore who has a lot of promise, please consider talking to them about your experience in this organization, encouraging them to run. Yeah, that's the biggest thing I wanted to talk to you about today. The other thing I did want to offer, I will take some questions as well, but if you're wondering like, all right, Chris, you got me, I want to run or I'm thinking about running, what do I got to do? You need to sign out a petition if you haven't run in the past. All the positions of 18 senators, all 5 justice positions, attorney general, treasurer, vice president, and president are all up for election. The other positions are appointed. So if you want to run for any of those positions I just said, Janaya, who's here, she is the SGA administrative assistant who has the ability to sign out the petition. So anytime she's in her office, you can get a petition signed out. Petition is essentially your intent to run to be a part of SGA for next year. You have to have a petition in order to be considered to become a candidate. Petitions are available starting yesterday. So you can go by anytime the office is open that Janaya is there to sign out a petition. It is due back by April 3rd at 4 p.m. 4:01 is too late. Nothing will be accepted after 4 o'clock. Turn in your petition by 4 o'clock. The big thing to note about the petition is you need to get 200 signatures from current TU undergraduate students. I know there's a lot of members of the exec board here that had to do it last year. It's not as hard as it sounds. You can literally go to any of the dining halls, walk around in the union, talking to students, a way to show that there is student interest in having you serve as a representative. So you need to get 200 signatures on your petition before April 3rd, 4th. Once your petition is done, you'll turn it into Janaya. Our commission of election commission will host 2 candidate meetings, one on Thursday and one on the following Monday, where you can learn more about what the actual campaigning will look like. There's a debate and some other things. The actual elections this year will be held April 16th and 17th. But yeah, and if you're thinking about running, and if you have any questions, I'm going to take some here in a second, but if you want to ask anything specific about anything campaigning related, election policy related, or otherwise, my office is in the student activities office. My personal email is crendosh@towson.edu, but we also have an email drop set up for the entire election commission, which also goes to myself and the other co-advisor. Her name is Abby. SGAelections@towson.edu. So if you have something private you want to ask, not in this space, you can come talk to me or the election commission about this. All right, with that, we'll take any questions anybody might have, if any. Okay, no pressure. So, all right, well, in that case, I hope you guys have a great end of your year. Oh, is there a question over here? Yeah.
So like, how are you supposed to know that somebody else is trying to run if like we're not supposed to talk about it? Like, that's one thing I didn't understand, but I don't know if that's geared towards you guys or you.
No, you can ask me. That's a good question. So intentionally, individuals will not be, candidates will not be announced who's running until the actual election starts. So at 4:01, once the candidate deadline for all petitions to be come in is done, that is when we'll be able to tell who is running. So when you come to the candidate meetings, everybody will be required to go. You'll see them there. We'll list the candidates that we generally release to the tower light, so they can list out all the candidates so you can see who's running, as well as you will also be able to see on the SJ website as well. So we'll list the candidates there. I think your more question is like, hey, I'm thinking about running for something, but maybe I don't want to run against somebody I like, or I don't want to, I don't want to compete against somebody else for a specific position. So while you're not eligible to campaign, formal campaigning won't begin until after the petition deadline, 4 o'clock on April 3rd. It does not prohibit you from asking simple questions. The biggest thing is you can't be discussing campaigning in the SJ office. So, or in like this type of meeting space here where you're supposed to be focused on SJ business. But if after this meeting, you want to go up to your friend and ask like, hey, are you thinking about running? I'm thinking about running. You can have those types of conversations, and that wouldn't be against the election policy. Does that make sense? Great. Sorry, maybe I jumped off too quick. Any other questions? One over here.
I guess a similar vein question. How are we supposed to propose the signatures to people? Like, how do we say what they're signing for if we can't say like, I'm trying to run for this?
Great question. So if you actually, so the election policy does, verbal campaigning is currently allowed right now. As of yesterday, whatever it was 8 or 9 a.m., we're in the verbal campaigning period. What that means is currently you cannot post on Instagram, you can't send text messages. However, you are allowed to talk to students for the purposes of receiving signatures. So you're allowed to say, I'm just going to make something up. I'm trying to run for Senate. Would you sign a petition so I can be listed as a candidate for Senate? That is completely fine. What you can't do is like formal campaigning activities. So that might be like, I'm going to try to reserve a table or go start speaking at student group meetings. But that is a more formal form of campaigning, but actually just talking to students about like, hey, I'm trying to run, can you sign my petition? That's completely fine. Including even telling, you may have somebody ask you like, why should I sign your petition? What are you going to do? So it is fair to tell them like, hey, I'm running because I represent these values, or I'm trying to bring this next year as a part of my role in SGA. All that's fair game to engage with students in that capacity. That's a great question. All right, any other questions?
Senator.
There you go.
Okay, so, I don't know if you already said this, but what are like the specific campaign rules? Like, I know there's like regulations and stuff, like something you have to.
Yeah, so there is, it's called the SGA election policy that dictates all the rules for campaigning. So when you sign out your petition with Janaya, she is going to give you a printed copy of all the rules. It's also going up. It isn't currently there, but it's supposed to be very, very soon. A member of our staff in our office is helping get it on your guys' website. But it is the SGA election policy is the document that goes through all the rules that I'm just kind of spouting off the top of my head. I've been doing this a long time. But essentially, it's when you sign out your petition, there's gonna be a cover letter, and it's gonna say, please read through all of the campaign rules, and it'll draw your attention specifically to the parts about verbal and formal campaigning, to make sure you guys don't get yourselves in trouble starting out. So, when you get your petition, all the rules will be given to you at that time. Good questions. Any other questions? Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I don't want to take up your guys' whole meeting, but I want to wish you the best of luck for the remainder of the semester. I hope for those of you that are campaigning, just know, my office, in 251 downstairs is always open to you through any time through the election process, honestly, even after, but especially during, if, you know, elections can sometimes be stressful. If you're feeling pressured or you need somebody to talk to, you're always welcome to stop in and ask me any questions, or sometimes even if it's just vent about the election cycle, I can offer that service to you. But please consider running, and I hope you guys are also able to convince your friends. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Participation / student concerns. Hearing none, seeing none, and now moving into communications. Advisors' remarks.
Happy Tiger Tuesday. Welcome back from spring break. I hope y'all got some rest, made some money, went on vacation maybe. I only have one announcement today, and it's about SALA. So Student Affairs Leadership Awards is the big celebration of the successes of our students and student organizations at the end of the academic year. SGA is a sponsor of that program, as well as the Division of Student Affairs and Student Activities. And the nominations close this Friday. So if you have peers that you know are doing really good work and are eligible for any of the awards, strongly suggest that you submit. This is not a space for us to just nominate each other, particularly for SGA awards, but to highlight the work of people that you know either beyond the SGA space, student organizations you might have worked with, or programs that you've attended that you know were run really well, or that went really well. Highlighting them is a really great way to show and elevate the work that's being done on our campus. I'll also note that there was something else about Solomon. I lost it. Nominations close this Friday at 5 o'clock, so please nominate. I yield.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone.
Happy Tiger Tuesday.
So the Appropriations Committee met this Monday at 2:30 p.m. And there we approved the allocation of 6 Explore Conference Fund requests, and we denied the allocation of 1 supplemental request. Any questions? Okay, with that, I yield.
Government Operations Committee,
No report.
Rules Committee.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everybody.
Tiger Tuesday.
So Rules Committee met before the break and we reviewed Senate Bill number 15. It was voted favorable with amendments with a vote of 5-0. Other than that, Senate 101s before the break. Senators, if you did not sign up to meet with me or reach out that you couldn't meet with me, please do so before GA, because if you don't, that'll be a PDR. And other than that, rules meets tomorrow at 4 p.m. How about you?
President Ryan.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. So just a couple of things from me. So I know Chris was just here explaining the election cycle and everything. I just wanted to drop the timeline in case anyone was interested. So the petitions opened on Monday. So yesterday they were made available. And they're due on April 3rd. That's a Thursday at 4 p.m. And then a candidate meeting will take place on April 3rd at 5 p.m. So if you are someone who does turn in a petition, you would have to attend that. And then there will be a separate SGA executive candidate meeting. So for someone who's running for an e-board position and not a Senate or Justice position, you would have to attend that meeting as well. And then on April 7th, there will be a second candidate meeting for anyone who can't make one of those two on April 3rd. And then April 10th, the debate will take place from 7 to 9 p.m. in the Science Complex. April 15th, the election expense reports are due. So that's basically the sheet that explains what you're spending money on in your campaign. April 16th, that's when elections will officially begin in terms of voting. So voting will take place on April 16th and April 17th. And they will start on April 16th at 9 a.m. and will close at April 17th on 4 p.m. And then the announcements will take place for who wins each executive board position as well as Senate and Justice positions on April 17th as well at 5 p.m. in the auditorium, so right over there. And then a second election will take place on May 1st if the positions are not filled. So that's every Senate position, every Justice position, or any of the executive board positions. So like Chris said, if you are interested in running, please pick up a petition, spread the word. There will be events going on all week. Just, trying to spread the word, spread interest around SGA. So please feel free to participate in things, post, repost, do whatever you have to do. And then also, like Advisor Harris said, solid nominations, they close this Friday. So I know a few of you have asked me about nominations. And so, definitely we have been working on that. But also, just take a moment to highlight other students as well, other students outside of SGA, other student organizations. There are also some staff and administration awards up there if you would like to nominate someone for that. So please, look through again before this Friday. Send a nomination through if you feel like someone is worthy. And yeah. And then lastly, me and President Sani, we had our 2-on-1 meeting with Dr. Hurt. And basically, we were just talking a lot about what's going on, in the world around us and how it's impacting Towson. And so something that he proposed, he's planning on doing, was a kind of fireside chat style, similar to what President Ginsburg did, but just something addressing the student body and kind of, providing some, concrete, what's to come, how we're handling it. Just, it'll be good for students to hear that and know what's coming next. So SGA will do our part to advertise that. We don't have any dates yet, but as soon as we get those, I will spread the word with that. But definitely, if you're interested, keep your. Are there any questions?
For somebody, I guess, like just trying to look into recognizing somebody, where would you find the website or where to vote or?
Yeah, so everyone should have gotten an email a couple of weeks ago from Student Affairs, and it basically highlighted everything. And then I'm pretty sure a reminder email was sent out either last week or yesterday, like the beginning of this week. But if you would like to find out, pretty sure it's on the Student Affairs website. And then I can also send it to you if you can't find it through there as well. Involved it to you as well. So feel free to look up there. It's pretty easy to navigate. It lists every award and then also, like what each award entails in detail. And then through the nomination process, it asks for, specific things like, what do you think makes this person qualify for this award, and it's a whole process. Any other questions? With that, I yield.
Treasurer Mauricio.
Good afternoon, everyone. Deliberations are gonna be held next Friday on the 4th. That's Tiger Pride Day. Or not Tiger Pride Day, Tiger Fest, yeah. We're gonna see if we can move it to Wednesday. And depending on like how they go, we're gonna try and see if like we can reschedule it or not. But for now, it is the 4th, so I expect all of you to be there. And as far as budget hearings, they're going pretty smoothly. Please make sure that you're on time for tomorrow. I believe we start at 2:15 and I'll be sending out some Outlook calendar invites. And as far as your IESs go, they're all getting approved right now. And then if you haven't submitted anything to Basecamp, then make sure you submit to Basecamp. With that, I go.
Attorney General Bennett.
Happy Tiger Tuesday.
Happy Tiger Tuesday.
Okay, so just reiterating what has already been said, pertaining to elections. So SGA the office is a neutral ground. So that means no talks about who's running, campaigning, advertisement. That sort cannot be talked about in the SGA office at all. You cannot have your petitions filled out in the office. If you want to do that, step outside. Or else it could impact your position in running. Weekly reports. You're actually doing really great with that, guys. Like, I'm actually so proud. Give yourself a round of applause. Like, I think everyone fits in one. Well, okay. But that I do.
Chief of Staff.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everybody.
Happy Tiger Tuesday.
Okay, so I have like a little bit of a few things, but first of all, if you signed up to table on March 29th for Admitted Students Day, that program has been canceled for that day, so you can officially check that off of your to-do list. The email on transition sheets have also been sent out for this semester. If you didn't get that email, please let me know. You guys know the importance of documentation, and for this semester, it's no different. I would like you guys to start thinking, creating, and completing your transition sheet. You have till Thursday, April 17th, midnight. If you have events after that and you're thinking, do I add them to the transition sheet? Yes, you do. You're adding everything you've done this semester and we'll do after April 17th. And yeah, if it requires revisions, I'll let you know, and I'll require you to resend me a copy of your revised document. And if you don't turn it in, that's a PDR. And Olympics is this Thursday. I'm pretty sure the director of student organization will speak more on it. But just in case you guys have any questions about whether or not we still have a pre-meeting, we do. It's still mandatory. We have a special guest coming to speak on behalf of her job. Olympics starts around 5:30, so we might finish earlier than that. If not, we're all still gonna go and support the Department of Student Organizations regardless. Once again, SGA is partnering with GMBC for the 10th annual Welcome Mile on April 11th at 4 p.m. If you're interested, please let me know. SGA will be purchasing tickets on you guys' behalf. Any questions? With that, I yield.
Department of Academic Affairs.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone.
Happy Tiger Tuesday.
So the Wellness Day policy proposed by SGA has been approved by the Academic Standard Committee. The final draft allows students to take one excused general wellness day per course and has been sent to Academic Senate for review. Any questions? And with that, I yield.
Department of Communication.
Happy Tiger Tuesday. Not a lot to report, just that these next coming weeks, the next coming weeks, communications is working with the election committee to get the word out about upcoming elections and the campaigning process. As you see these posts go up, please share and spread the word. And with that, if there are no questions, I yield.
Department of Community Outreach.
Tuesday, everyone.
Tiger Tuesday.
Much to say, really, just wanted to reiterate, impact to you, the day after Tiger Fest from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. covers all your service hour requirements. If you weren't able to register by the 16th, I'm looking into it to see if they take walk-ins on that day, but I'll look into it. I'll let you guys know in the chat. All right, have a good one. I do.
Department of Governmental Affairs.
No report.
Department of Health and Welfare.
Hey guys, I just wanted to give a big thank you to everyone who came to the blood drive. It was a success. And with that, I yield.
Department of Marketing.
Hey guys, so I had a meeting at 1:30 with Student Affairs, and basically they were saying that the Student Affair nominations are very low and they close on Friday. So it would be helpful if us as members could get the word out, but also send in nominations. Also, there's gonna be like a post on the story coming up. It's probably either gonna be this evening or tomorrow, and it's gonna run through how to send a nomination. Bernard, and yeah, just a link, and then if you wanna pass that forward, then that's good, and then reposting whatever we have on our page or student affairs, but really just nominating whoever you know is qualified for the certain nominations, and you can also nominate yourself, but kind of think about others, so with that, I yield. Oh, wait, I forgot. Tomorrow, we're also having, find an SGA member, and basically it's like a scavenger hunt for the student body, and they have to find an SGA member based off of the quiz that we put on the story, and then in exchange, if you find us. So if you wanna come and support or help or be a member to be found, please let me or Leah know, well, anybody can come, Kiana too, yeah. All right, with that, I yield.
Department of New Student Development,
No report.
Department of Special Projects,
No report.
Department of Student Services and Affairs,
No report.
Department of Student Organizations,
Hi, everyone. As Mary said, we have Olympics this Thursday. I don't know whether you guys saw it, but I sent a sign-up admin group chat, and I'm looking for people to join Team SGA because we need, I think I said 8 people, so we need 8 people to join Team SGA for the event. Technically, we're not allowed to win the prizes, but we do need people to, interact with the other student orgs that participated as well. I already have my 4 people that are gonna help me with running the event. You guys come from pre-meeting as well, so. And also, if you guys know any orgs that are interested in signing up, please tell them to sign up. There's money on the line, so. Any questions?
Okay. What does signing up to join in Team SGA entail? Like Olympics, is it like?
Yeah, so I have 5 activities. So we have egg race, we have tug of war, we have Jeopardy, we have musical chairs, and I think a memory game, yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
Any other questions? And with that, I yield.
Department of Sustainability,
Hi, everyone. So just real quick, on April 18th, the Office of Sustainability will be having a little movie event in the planetarium in the science complex. There will be light refreshments. I'm not sure about the time yet, but if y'all are interested, it's gonna be a nice event. And then also Goats in the Glen is back. I know that was like a concern last semester, but they'll be here April 2nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it'll kind of be in that like back walking area that's near Union and Towers. And also there will be a post coming out that will promote all of the sustainability initiatives on campus, so look out for that. Any questions? Hey.
we can have that mic passed down, please. Greek Life Representative,
So just a couple things from me. Next week is Greek week for the Office for Fraternity and Sorority Life. So it's a week dedicated to the office to compete, for the students to compete against each other. Teams have been posted on our page, so if you're interested to see exactly who's paired with who, we also have like shirts that are also dedicated to that. It's open, it's a spectated event, so if you aren't doing anything next week and you have interest to see what we do, sort of unwind long semester, that's sort of thing we'll be doing this week, as well as Impact to You on Saturday. We currently have 91 Greek Life students registered to help out, which is pretty unique to be able to have that many students registered for a day of service. The other thing is that Myself and another Greek ambassador, Savika, who's also in the MGC, has been going around sort of getting not interest, but getting feedback from the student population on campus to sort of better pair the Greek life community with the student population that are non-Greek. If this is something that interests you, the interview is like 5 minutes, doesn't take that long. I mentioned it last GA. You can talk to me about that. I can send you the link for the information. You can fill it out, up to you. But your feedback is important. So how we can better look at it in the future. The next couple of things I have is the SEP show for PhD is happening April 5th. Got you. April 5th in CQ Arena at 7. Got you. At 7 p.m. Tickets are 10 for students, 15 for non-students. So if that's something that interests you, go check it out. They have been working hard. So definitely go support your fellow SGA members as well, but also your fellow Greek organizations on campus. So next Saturday at 7. And then the last thing is the Lambdas are doing their new member presentation April 3rd, which is next week. So if that's something that also interests you, go support them as well as one is in SGA. So yeah, are there any questions?
Sports Club Council Representative.
So I don't have that much to report. The SEC is meeting this Friday because we have several students interested in forming a Taekwondo club. Is that right? So we'll be voting on that this Friday. That's all. I yield.
Staff Representative.
Good afternoon. I have a lot to announce, I'm not gonna lie. So this week is Tiger Fest Marketing Week, so we are giving away tickets all week, and then on Friday, we're giving away 2 backstage passes to 1 lucky person. Today we had our SGA collab, it should be ending around midnight, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. Tomorrow we're having CAD-CAM, which is basically a pop-up photo booth somewhere in the Union from 2 to 3. Thursday, we're having public interviews from 3 to 4, also in the Union, and then the hunt is gonna start. More information regarding to that will be posted later on this week. And then next week is our Tiger Fest week, so we're having the bounce on March 31st from 3 to 7, and that's gonna be in Townfield and Tiger Plaza. April 1st is gonna be camp from 4 to 7 at also the same location. April 2nd is gonna be late night brunch from 8 to 11. We're also looking for 4 to 6 volunteers. So if you guys want to volunteer for that event, you can meet me after GM or in the office anytime this week to sign up. We're having Street Press April 3rd from 3 to 7, also in Towson Townfield and Tiger Plaza. And then Friday is gonna be the concert. Doors open at 7 o'clock. Any questions? One go about acquiring a backstage pass, and can an SGA member qualify for that? For the backstage pass, basically it's a scavenger hunt that you'll be answering a bunch of questions. So if you're not, technically everybody at SGA can acquire to participate in that event. Any other questions?
For any of the volunteer opportunities, is that an opportunity to earn hours? Whether it's like office or service hours?
Yes, you can earn service hours for that. Any other? Office hours, I'm sorry. Anything else? With that, I yield.
Happy Tiger Tuesday. Happy Tiger Tuesday. Okay, so, before spring break, we had our first round of elections. I was reelected as Director of Advocacy, so. Tonight is our second round of elections. We'll have our Director of Programming and Director of Marketing. People love marketing apparently because we have 3 people running for that. We do have vacant spots, our Director of Finance and Affiliation. Applications will be sent out tomorrow. They will open tomorrow and close April 2nd. If you guys want to know more about those 2 positions, I can tell you more about affiliations and finance. But like, ask, I can give you. And then, yeah, this week is our Test Your Luck basket giveaway week. We already gave away 2 baskets. I believe, yesterday was our fitness basket and today was something very cool. We have baskets. I do know my mid-semester basket is being given out. Mid-semester survival kit basket is this Thursday. It's basically a wheel. There's a lot. And then finally, about an hour ago, I was sent an email confirming our collaboration with the Center for Student Diversity for first ever drag bingo event, April 18th in Paws Pit. I don't have a time. The date may also change. Any questions? Cool. I yield.
First Gen Representative.
Hello, everybody. Okay, so tomorrow, the 26th, we're gonna have a screening in Ballroom D next door at 6 p.m. It's a collab with the Military Vet Center, and we're showing the movie 6888. So Saturday, April 26th, from 7 to 10, we're having the sneaker ball collab with SGA and Towson Black Alumni Alliance. And so the proceeds of this will go into the scholarship for Gen 1. So look up for that. The sign up is coming soon for the stoles for graduation for Gen 1. And we are also trying to make a Gen 1 student advisory council. So if you know anybody interested, let me know. Thank you.
Freshman Council Representative.
Happy Tiger Tuesday.
Happy Tiger Tuesday.
Unfortunately, we will no longer be having a freshman council banquet. I'm so sorry. But we did meet today at 3:30 to discuss a potential tabling for the spring. I yield.
Tuesday, everyone.
Happy Tiger Tuesday.
I just have a quick announcement. This is mostly for Senate and regarding legislation. We're trying to meet a deadline, which is April 1st, to ensure that any constitutional changes have been made by April 1st, so that way we can have it on the voting platform to be voted on, so it can be added to the Constitution. But that is all. Any questions? Okay, with that, I yield. Are there any opinions of the court? There are no opinions of the court.
We are now going to move into a quorum call. Senators, all press yes on your clickers to indicate that you are here. And with that, we have quorum. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Kabuzi.
I'd like to, uh, motion to review Senate Resolution number 23.
Are there any seconds?
Second.
Thank you, Senator Yaboya. With that, the motion to review resolution number 23 is passed. Can Sukarata Minashawn and Elijah Brantley come up and present your case for the SGA?
I just wanted to say that my reason for running for senator was to be a voice for students that are not only on campus, but students that are on campus. And I've noticed that students who usually go away from campus tend to stop to their classes and then go home straight. So I decided to find an idea for students to voice their opinions by making a Dropbox, and I want to name it Drop Your Thoughts. So it would be in every single building, and basically, if you were to pass by your class and you have something on your mind that you think that the government is not representing you, you can just drop your thoughts in the box. I would represent that it would be in every single building, and maybe every single Friday we would clear it out and see any like thoughts that we can actually act on. So that's the reason I want to be a senator for SGA, and thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Elijah Brantley. I'm a sophomore here at Tufts University within the College of Business and Economics, and I'm running to be your Senate for the Business of Economics. And what I really want to do is just bridge that gap between SGA and the students, and then the students with other students as well. I think that there's a gap between students and their peers, understanding where they come from, understanding the different types of businesses that we do have within Tufts University. And I also want to continue to work on allowing entrepreneurs to have a spotlight on campus. I think there are a lot of entrepreneurs on campus, myself included, being an entrepreneur, advocating for them to have spaces to sell their clothing, and to sell their products and sell their services as well. So I really want to work with SGA, kind of bridge that gap between the students and the SGA and with each other. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions for these two? That's up to you, Mrs. Norwood.
Hi, how are you guys doing this evening? Good, thank you. Oh, my question was just, do you guys have any prior experience, whether, you know, that's high school SGA or any other type of, governmental experience with school districts that might benefit you or you feel prepared you for you coming into this role?
I'll go first. I did SGA both in middle school and in high school, served as the vice president of my class, of my senior class in high school, and then for all 3 years from 6th to 8th grade in middle school. And then coming into Towson, I started my own creative marketing and production organization, in which I am the president and founder, which I have my own e-board for as well. So I kind of have that understanding of a governmental, how things are running, like more of a government standpoint. So
Say, although I don't have governmental experience in middle school or high school, but in Towson, I decided to be more extroverted and participate in multiple clubs. I'm the secretary of the math club for the Department of Computer Science and Mathematics. And I've expressed different problems they've had in the math building in general, with being that the math building has not been advocated as much compared to the other buildings on campus. So I would say that I've been trying my best to advocate for students around campus, and I will continue to do that in this position as well. Thank you.
Yeah, are there any other questions? Okay, I'm gonna have you two step out while we vote. Okay, would anyone like to speak on their behalf? Vice President Sani.
I'd like to speak on Eli's behalf. I know Eli for like about a year now. He's very hardworking. He gets the job done. If he puts his mind to something, he's definitely gonna do it.
Director, Ms. Green.
I would also like to speak on Eli's behalf. I was his team lead in Sage, and like he was one of those like members that like will always take the extra step to like go above and beyond.
CAB representative.
CAS has actually collaborated with, the lab with Eli and we're actually working with him for Tiger Fest, and he's very open-minded and he's very hardworking and determined, and you'll figure out like solutions to problems that maybe we haven't thought of, but he has thought of. He's a very hardworking person and really well-spoken.
Associate Justice Nick Dixon.
Just piggybacking off everybody else. I know Eli personally, and he's a very hard worker. Outside of that, I would say he's a go-getter. Like if he sees something, he wants to make a change, it's gonna happen. So I think he's a very good candidate.
Assistant Director Talbert.
I like to speak on behalf of Simi. I knew her since freshman year. She first started off as a commuter, and even though she was a commuter, she made it her goal to get known with all the clubs here on campus as well as people. And this is her first year being on campus as a student, and she really enjoys getting to know other people, and she loves putting herself outside of her comfort zone. So I believe her being in this position will allow her to foster her goals as well as bring what she already has to the position.
Okay, are there any motions on the floor? Senator Miller.
I'd like to call question Senate Resolution number 23.
Are there any seconds?
I second.
Thank you, Senator Elijah. We are now moving to a vote on Senate Resolution number 23. For the vote of 12-0-0, the resolution has passed. Can someone please let them back in, and please hold your applause until they're in here.
Your right hand up. Repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully serve the students of Towson University, execute all of the duties and responsibilities of this position, and strive to achieve the high level of expectation that accompanies a position within the Student Government Association of Towson University. I'll preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and all other governing documents of the Student Government Association of Towson University to the best of my ability. Congratulations again.
Okay, are there any motions on the floor? Senator Kelly.
Motion to suspend Senate rules and review Senate Bill number 18. I would throw that. Motion to review Senate Bill number 15.
Are there any seconds?
I second.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, report. With that, the motion review is passed. Can Appropriation Chair Rivera Forbes and Senator Miller please come up and present their bill?
Hi, everyone. Before we get into the bill really quickly, I know you may not see it in your packets, it's not in there for some reason, but it's still in your original packet, so if you keep your old ones in there, you can look on there as well, you'll see it. Before we get started, I just want to make a quick amendment. I motion to amend Senate Bill 15 to read all grants are reviewed by the Appropriations Committee instead of all grants are reviewed by the Grant Review Committee.
Will we vote on that right now? Supervisor Harris?
Yeah.
Motion to change to read all grants are reviewed by the Appropriations Committee instead of all grants are reviewed by the Grant Review Committee. Second, right? Yes, second. I second.
With that, the motion to amend Senate Bill number 15 is passed.
Awesome. All right. So if you don't remember, essentially Senate Bill 15 is focusing on the financial policy for student organizations, the FPSO, which essentially the Appropriations Committee has been working on to edit the language in by adding in new funds that we haven't had on there as well, and then fixing a lot of old, outdated grammatical errors, because the last time it's been edited and actually approved was spring of 2020. So it's been a few years, 5 to be exact. Does anyone have any questions? Any follow-up maybe?
Any questions, concerns, comments? Okay, are there any motions on the floor? Senator Logan? Second. Thank you, Senator Boyle. All questions passed. We're now going to move to a vote on Senate Bill number 15. With a vote of 12 to 0 to 0, Senate Bill number 15 has passed. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Edwards.
I motion to review Senate Bill number 18. Oh, I inquire to review Senate Bill number 18. I motion to inquire to review Senate Bill number 18.
30 seconds. With that, the motion to inquire has passed. Can Senators Jolivet and Daywall please come up and present their bill?
So Senate Bill number 18 is basically revisions to Article 4 of the judicial branch. First thing in section 2, we crossed out being in this move up in that section. Section B, we crossed it out the third, fourth under section A. Student organization summits and budget hearings. And then for section C, we removed adding typically 5 office hours per week for the student associate justice. Section F, we just ended up being instead of 6.
Questions? Okay, thank you, Senator Jolivet and Senator Black. Any motions on the floor? Senator Boyle.
Motion to inquire Senate Resolution number 24.
Are there any seconds?
I second.
Thank you, Senator Lojo. With that, the motion to inquire is passed. Can Senator Kelly please come up and present your bill?
Good evening, everyone. So Senate Resolution number 24 concerns the recent allegations made against Towson University. I do understand there are a lot of opinions surrounding this. So when writing this, my main goal was to remain neutral on the matter, and it's specifically focusing on Title VI and not anything else in that matter. Basically, I saw this as the best way for SGA to advise the university on what to do next, and basically our way to advocate for students on this issue.
Okay, are there any technical, non-debatable questions? Ryan?
I just have a point of information. So yesterday, and me and Vice President Sani's 2-on with Dr. Hurt, we did discuss like the investigation a bit in terms of what was going on. And because it is an ongoing investigation, like obviously I can't share too much, and Dr. Hurt even couldn't share too much with us. But I will say like the resolution, since it urges like, you know, a thorough review and look through of, you know, Towson University's Title VI stuff, that's something that's kind of already taken place in terms of like with everything going on. And so like I just kind of wanted to bring that to light.
All right, is there any other questions or? Yeah. Thank you, Senator Kelly.
Does someone have a question about, the writing of the bill? Could you elaborate more on what your goal is for SGA with the allegations?
Just considering the fact that this is something that concerns federal funding, and that is something that would affect us all in the room right now. I feel like it is our job to at least say something. We just can't act like it's not going on, if that makes sense.
Senator Ikubuzi?
What would be something that you would be looking for us as SGA members or as students, to help you in this process?
What do you mean exactly? Like, 'cause I know this is kind of a difficult scenario. This is more like an administrative type issue, you know what I mean? Because it deals with their specific policies. This is basically saying like, kind of how we want them to go about doing it. You know, it's kind of a difficult scenario, if you know what I mean.
So I guess my question is, in the matter of advocating for it, what would be some actions that we do or possibly support?
I mean, really, all I guess I could say is just to make sure that the university is following the law. Because really, you know, technically we don't really have to listen to the demands of, say, the president, but we do have to listen to the law at the end of the day, if that makes sense.
Government Operations Chair Tasker?
For clarification purposes, based on the last paragraph where it says, you urge the Towson University administration to conduct a thorough review of its policies, programs, and practices to ensure full compliance with Title VI of this law. Are you saying like currently you don't believe that it's doing a thorough review? I'm just for clarification purposes.
I'm just asking the university to make sure that we are within standing of the law, because if we are doing nothing wrong, then the university has nothing to fear. That's really all that's, I'm not trying to assume guilt on the university, if that's what you're asking.
I recommend a member of the Senate yield their time to Director Andy. Senator Miller?
I yield my time to Director Lee.
Let me know if I can't ask this because I have a feeling I can't. If students aren't privy to the information of what Towson University is doing during their investigation, then how do you know that they're not abiding by the law already? Like if we have no information about the investigation or what's currently going on, then how do you know that this is even necessary to even say to the university? How do you know that this is not what they're already planning on doing? Does that make sense?
I'm pretty sure they already, as President Ryan said, they already are reviewing their policy?
So if they're already reviewing their policies to making sure that they're abiding by, I guess I'm asking the relevance of us asking them to abide by the law if they're already in the process of reviewing policies to make sure that they are abiding by the law. Like it seems redundant in a sense.
It's just I know, I get what you're asking. No, it's a good question. It's a good question. But I just think I guess we could amend it to ask for something different, but I simply just wrote it so that way the SJ actually says something about it, because I just want to make sure the SJ is actually addressing it in some way for fashion. You know, we just can't ignore these big things that are going to be coming. If that makes sense. We can change it.
President Ryan?
Just another point of information, and I kind of hate to like do this because it is first reading, so I know it's supposed to be questions, but just because this is like, you know, such kind of a sensitive topic. Another point of information. So yesterday, when we did meet with Dr. Hurd, one thing that he told us was, you know, because we didn't mention the bill and that it was going to be on the floor for first reading, so I was going to give him an update about how it went. But he did say that, you know, as of right now, Towson University hasn't been found in doing anything wrong. There's nothing wrong that has happened yet. And like I said, the investigation is ongoing. But as of right now, there's no reason for you know, like anyone to assume that, you know, Towson is in the wrong in some way, shape, or form. So, well, I can't say my opinion, but I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, what's wrong? Member of Operation Chair Tasker.
I don't technically know if I'm allowed to say this, so correct me, but have you had conversations with any faculty or staff before putting this out?
Any other questions? Thank you, Senator Gunn. Are there any announcements? Advisor Harris?
I remembered what I forgot to say earlier. So for Solo, there are also scholarships. So if you're not even planning on nominating anyone, if you need a little pocket change, help with school, scholarships are available through the Solo process. Make sure you go into the form, which is on the homepage of Involved@TU. It's at the top. There's a click here button. Read through the scholarships so that you can see if you are eligible or not. And then you can no one else can nominate you for it. So if you want the scholarship, you do have to apply for yourself. So noting the scholarship piece. Thank you.
I forgot to say this in my communications, but I know a couple of members did enter the SGA and CAB giveaway for the Tiger Fest ticket, but we didn't want you guys to get a ticket because you're already in SGA. It kind of just feels a little wrong. But out of the kindness of my own heart and my own pockets, might I add, I am going to give away some tickets to some of you guys. So I'll talk about more information in the group meeting probably tomorrow, but just be on the lookout for that.
Vice President Sani.
So to be able to qualify for the tickets that he's giving away, please make sure you put your nameplates in the box. Take your paper and recycle them. If you don't do that, you're disqualified. As for the senators, please bring your clickers up here, order them please as well. Thank you so much.
All right, are there any motions on the floor? Senator Edwards.
Motion to adjourn.
Are there any seconds?
I second that.
Thank you, Senator Glock. With that, General Assembly is adjourned.
Get some nameplates and those papers, please.